protection and an investment, if you will, in their future health
Right.
benefits. And I think it's prudent and smart that we engage in that discussion. Thank you.
Supervisor Colfax.
Thank you. Supervisor Smith, I think to keep these several issues clear and so people understand what we're talking about here, we mixed up a number of things there in that presentation, the back and forth. I only today talked to Supervisor Smith this morning, having the benefit of her having attended a meeting late yesterday evening. And so what I think just to address the Medicare versus non-Medicare changes that are being brought forward by Supervisor Smith, and I concur in the conversation we had again just this morning with this as a member of the ad hoc committee. And I would recommend here that you make the corrections on the board ad hoc committee retirement health benefits recommendation at this point, just so anybody who's following the recommendations that are out there. I know, Ms. Glassy, you've stated them, but if we could just substitute those numbers so we don't get into a game of what's happening here, what's happening there, what numbers are we talking about. Supervisor Smith, if you would do that, I would appreciate it. I think people in the audience who may not have had your and my level of involvement in this experience.
Well, just to restate it, it would be, as Ms. Glassy said, that it would be addressing as the retirement board's recommendation that approximate, and I think that we don't want to get into the specifics of that because no one, I don't believe the number's been released yet as to what Medicare Part B charges will be as of January 1st, 09. I don't know that number. I don't know that it has been released, but I think that we need to, in phrasing any type of recommendation, I think it would be an amount equaling the required Part B Medicare contribution currently required by Medicare eligible retirees. And so that same fee would be contributed by the younger retirees, in a sense making it an equitable cost, if you will, per month per retiree for all retirees in the system. That's an equity issue that's been of long standing, and I think it's time that we address that. So that would be one component. Then I think separately we need to talk about what we're going to do about an $85 per month per retiree increase for a quality health plan. And I must say, we did have a number of discussions since, not just recently, since, as you stated, March of '06. And there was quite a bit of discussion, and there were a number of us that really just wanted to do away with or considered that this would be a more equitable and it would be more streamlined to do away with the current retiree health benefit and just have it mirror the county plan too. It would be easier in the long run. But there was really the thinking, and I must say, my mind was changed, and I think that that I continued to carry that forward to other members on that group, and I believe that we did prevail in that, and that is it would be confusing to the retirees right now to switch. As you said, it might need to be entertained in the future for cost containment, but currently, we really felt that there wasn't enough cost savings to justify it, because if you really look at the out-of-pocket expenses for most retirees, even if they all begin to contribute something towards their health benefit, if we start addressing that $85 per month fee increase to the system, if retirees were to all pay a portion of that, they're going to be, most retirees, but we would be way ahead than contributing nothing and going right now to the employee plan, because there's so much more out of pocket. As I'm sure the retirees here recognize, there's a lot more out of pocket that is paid for the county employee plan than there is for the retiree plan. So at this juncture, the majority viewpoint was, in a sense, keep that high quality benefit for the retirees, but in exchange, I think you need to start looking to some cost sharing on the part of all retirees. And I think that we should get to that. And if we, as Supervisor Colfax said, to revise our recommendation, if we were to do that as the phase in, and if we did that, it would take the $85 per month, which is a set amount that this fund has to go to protect its self-insured status with respect to covering the costs of these benefits starting January of '09. No one is disputing that. So if you take that $85 and you were to, let's say, have 50% be paid by the retiree and 50% by the system, that would be $42.50 per month per retiree. So I would say that is Supervisor Colfax just asked for that sort of rewording or restatement of the retirement ad hoc board committee. I would say that that's what it would be, because that is the appropriate, I think, as Mr. Knudsen reiterated very well yesterday, as well as other board members, that would be in a more appropriate way of phasing it in. I think we need to start, I think we need to protect the plan, and if we want to protect a highly benefited plan, I think we need to start now and not wait. So as painful as that would be to everyone, that's a pretty reasonable cost, $42.50 per month for a very high-quality benefit. And so that's where I think we ought to take the discussion later.
Okay, so maybe for those following in the audience, if you look at the staff report and you look at Board Ad Hoc Committee on Retiree Health Benefits recommendation, I'll just kind of read out the changes so that people will have it visually. Going by what Supervisor Smith just said, under Board Ad Hoc Committee, it would say raise retiree contributions toward retiree health plan premiums by the amount